neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations. Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Flynn Group plays to win. From commercial to residential projects, we deliver the total building envelope. Roofing, glazing, and architectural metals. Championship quality every time. Flynn Group, we've got you covered.
Hey, it's Luke with Uding Associates at American Family Insurance. At Uding Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com. This holiday season, enjoy fresh, festive sushi from Kabuto's Sushi and Ramen Bar. Dine in or take out. Customizable rolls and appetizers made by expert chefs. Call 801-822-1752 and make your holiday feast unforgettable.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to House of Jump, where gravity meets excitement. Jump, dunk, and dodge your way into a world of laughter and adrenaline. Whether you're a high-flying pro or just looking to defy gravity, House of Jump is where the thrill begins. Elevate your fun, slam dunk like a champion, and dodge obstacles with style. House of Jump is where every moment is a soaring adventure. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to our house, the House of Jump, or purchase Jump Time online at houseofjump.com.
And a good evening, Friday night, high school basketball here in Region 9. I can't wait. We've got a battle of 2 unbeaten teams in Region early in the season. Of course, Dixie taking care at home against the Hurricane Tigers on Wednesday, and the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs taking care of the Pineview Panthers on the road by 3 points. Good evening, Ben Lindquist. Big E, Eric Lautenbach, live right here in the corral at Crimson Cliffs High School. And we've got a good one tonight, about 11 minutes until tip-off. And we're ready to rock and roll and take you all the way through what I anticipate being a great game, as these 2 teams always have a tight finish, including last year where at home, Dixie knocks down a free throw to win off of a trick out of bounds play, if you will. And
yes, indeed. I was there. It was a great game and a great finish, and it was too bad that one team had to win that game.
And that's how it is with these 2 teams. That's a lot of that way in Region 9 this year and every year, because you've got such great matchups. But we're excited to bring this one to you, and we're going to take you through stars of the game. We're going to take you through the keys of the game, and we're going to make sure that you're all prepared to rock and roll on a Friday night. I know there's a lot of other places you go. We're so grateful that you're tuning in and watching the stream and listening on the radio on the Fan Sports Network. Of course, tonight's matchup features Crimson Cliffs 2-0 in region, Dixie 2-0, Crimson led by head coach Scott Murdoch in his 3rd year, and Tyler Roberts, the longtime Dixie Flyer coach. And interestingly enough, tonight, the Crimson Cliffs Mustang team has just come out onto the court. The Dixie Flyers have been out here for about 5-6 minutes, and there's only about 9:51 left. But we're ready to take you through it. Don't forget, the title sponsor of high school sports here on the Fan Sports Network is the Boulevard Home, making your house more of a home for over 50 years. They do such a great job. Great team over there, longtime sponsors of high school sports here in Southern Utah. Now let's get into this. Of course, you've seen both of these teams play. Eric, you saw Crimson. You saw the Crimson Pineview game on Wednesday night. I did. Let's start with the keys to the game. Now, keys to the game, of course, brought to you by the City of St. George Recreation Department. Your kid's sports journey starts as a kid. So get out and play and get them signed up for youth or even adult sports. Go ahead and visit them at stgeorgeutah.gov/parks and rec. And they do such a great job over there. I love the idea. There's something special about teams, and they do a great job of getting those kids involved and active, get them off the videos, get them off the iPads, get them over there playing some sports.
Break a sweat.
Let's start off with the Dixie Flyers. Now, again, you've seen them play several times. What are the keys to the game for them tonight?
Well, first of all, let me say this. In big rivalry games, you can talk about matchups, you can talk about strategy. At some point in time, it comes down to all the little things when you're playing your rival. If you watched the game the other night against Pineview and you didn't have a scoreboard, you would have thought Pineview won that game pretty easily. But Dixie was active on the defensive end, lots of tips, lots of deflections. Those are the little things. So for Dixie tonight, going up against Crimson, they need to maximize their size. They have a size advantage. They need to be very active at the rim, very on both ends, and really utilize that size against Crimson.
Well, and speaking of the size, Colin Simmons, 6'8", a senior. He was part of that Twin Tower last year. Got a chance to play under Kyle Lemke, who's now at Snow College with Coach Andrew May there. But I also had a chance to watch him play a lot this summer on that Adidas national team. And when you talk about size, this guy can get out. And we'll talk about him in the Star Watch for just a second in just a few moments. But keep going here.
Yeah, I think for Crimson to stay in games and stuff, they're going to be using their speed and getting out in the open court. So I think if you were Dixie, you'd be coming in looking at controlling their transition, contesting shots, not letting the long balls go, or their missed shots lead to easy buckets for Crimson. And then when Dixie's on the offensive end, they certainly are capable of making the threes. The other night they went on a 13-0 run by putting the ball in the basket. So I think if they get the chance to hit open threes, they should fill it up.
Yeah, and this is a shooter's gym for sure. Okay, take us over to the Crimson Cliff side.
Well, I think Crimson, if you watch the game the other night, they get the win, but I wouldn't call very many of the baskets they made easy. So they need to work together, keep the ball moving, ball reversal, and force themselves to get some open looks. They had a couple really good open looks just by way of being patient but deliberate and passing the ball to the open man.
And really where Pineview was able to really control most of that game on Wednesday night was when they forced it, or they didn't pass it, or they dribbled in and they drew a defender and they tried to make it happen themselves. When the ball moved is when they made their runs on Wednesday night.
At times, Crimson was easy to guard. They put themselves in a position where it was not hard to defend. So they need to seek out those easy buckets and work as a team. Obviously, they need to rebound at both ends. They need to keep Dixie off the offensive glass, and they need to do a good job of their own chance to get second shots and second opportunities. And, it's one of these all rivalry games. You don't have to have your stars play well to win a game, but at the same time, it sure helps.
Yeah.
So I look for the guys who can put the ball in the hole for Dixie. They have to have a night where they do tonight.
Yeah, talk about Simmons. Talk about a guy like Asher Spence, Chaz Holbrook, who had 19 the other night. And then you talk about the Crimson team. Travis Murdoch drops 29.
Great game.
And Britton Phillips had a big game. Lindquist quiet, and as Pineview said to several people, they said, hey, well, we stopped him. And I anticipate that tonight that's going to be another focus as we get over into the Star Watch. But don't forget, this is one of those teams, and of course this is all Region 9 teams today. We have Pineview who traveled over to Hurricane tonight. We'll keep you updated all night long on that score. And then we also have Desert Hills and Snow Canyon squaring off tonight, and we'll keep you updated on those scores as well. But don't forget about the big play dessert tonight, brought to you by Holbrook Asphalt. And when any team in Region 9 scores 55 points or more, it's BOGO time at Yogurtland after the game, courtesy of Holbrook Asphalt, longtime sponsor of the Big Score Dessert. And so I anticipate a game like this, we're going to see something like that. Now, we've gotten you wrapped up on the keys to the game. Again, brought to you by St. George City. When we come back, we're going to take a quick 60-second break. When we come back, we will get you up to date on the Star Watch, and don't forget the starting lineup. All of that and more right here on the Fan Sports Network on your Friday night.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to House of Jump, where gravity meets excitement. Jump, dunk, and dodge your way into a world of laughter and adrenaline. Whether you're a high-flying pro or just looking to defy gravity, House of Jump is where the thrill begins. Elevate your fun, slam dunk like a champion, and dodge obstacles with style. House of Jump is where every moment is a soaring adventure. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to our house, the House of Jump, or purchase Jump Time online at houseofjump.com.
At Grass Creek Construction, they put their heart and integrity into every build. Their team is committed to delivering top-quality commercial projects that stand out. Integrity is their competitive edge. Building with passion, building with purpose, proud sponsor of local sports.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
And we're back Friday night right here in the Corral at the home of Crimson Cliffs High School. We've got the home team, Crimson Cliffs High School, squaring off against Dixie Flyers. Both of these teams now undefeated in Region 9, which if anybody's followed Region 9 for the last, 25 years, that's really hard to do. We thought that maybe the Dixie Flyers team a couple years ago would go undefeated, and they end up losing there towards the end. Really hard to do. There's a lot of parity. We've talked about it, week in, week out. I know on the drive in the morning show, Devin and the crew, they talk about the parity in this. A lot of talent, a lot of well-coached teams, and tonight you're going to see two of the top ones as these teams square off early in December. We talked about this on the broadcast on Wednesday night. A long time ago, you would never see a game in December for Region. Yeah. And with the introduction of boys high school volleyball, of course, that's now changed. They scrapped about 2 weeks of the season. They didn't scrap games, so they comprised, what was 2 weeks into a month like December, where you're going to see Pineview and Dixie and teams like that play 3 region games before Christmas, something you just didn't see.
Hey, it's happening in college sports too, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And so let's head into the Star Watch for tonight, and then we'll get into the starting lineup. But who are a couple guys you want to watch tonight from the Dixie Flyers? Yeah, not to single out anyone, but when you talk about the stars of the game, it's guys before the game starts who are going to have to carry a heavy load. Let's start with Dixie, and obviously Colin Simmons is out there. He's super athletic and tall, and he has a chance to impact this game at both ends of the court with his size, and so we'll be watching how he does. And then Ashton Spence, who he's capable of putting the ball in the hole, and he's capable of putting the ball in the hole on several possessions in a row. So we'll keep an eye out for him and how he handles himself against Crimson. For Crimson, you mentioned Travis Murdoch had a fantastic game the other night. He got inside baskets, he got outside baskets, 3 threes for him,
hard, hit some free throws, so he's capable of hurting you from a lot of different spots on the court. And then you talk about McKay Lindquist, who did not have a statistically great game, but I'll tell you what, the 4 points he scored at the very end of the game counted for probably about 10 or 12 when it came to what that did to impact the game and give Dixie a chance to win that game. So we'll look for him to not have to work as hard as he did the other night to get shots. And if he can get himself free, or his teammates can help him get open looks, he's capable of putting the ball in the hole.
And that's something from this Dixie team coached by Tyler Roberts. Expect to see some different defenses, some zone, some man, and he does a good job of really scheming the opponent very well there. Now, that Star Watch, of course, we're going to be calling our star of the game here at the end. That's brought to you by Findlay Subaru. See the all-star lineup of Subaru on the Savings side of the freeway or online at FindlaySubaru.com. Curtis Whitehead and the team over there have been doing a great job for a long time, and we are just about to tip this off. Of course, hey, this is where it gets fun, the starting lineups. And it looks like Crimson has some kind of new state-of-the-art video screen here. And, of course, high school basketball has changed a lot since you and I play, Eric.
Oh, my
Now
goodness.
They do laser light shows at Desert Hills. They have videos projected onto the court. They're going to turn the lights off here. But before that, of course, we're going to have the national anthem. My very favorite part of high school and college sports is the national anthem. What a great country we live in, where we can come to a high school gym on a Friday night and enjoy something like this. What a great place to live. Now, we will be also talking about our Playmaker Play of the Game, AWP. But right now, we're going to have the national anthem, and we will take a quick 1-minute break, and we'll be back to go over starting lineups right here in the corral at Crimson Cliffs High School.
Findlay Subaru, we win for our customers. From the first handshake to you driving off the lot, our team runs the perfect game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Aloha, sports fans. It's Boo and Nick from Honolulu Grill.
Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kalua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice.
Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course, inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
At Findlay Subaru, we win for our customers. From the first handshake to you driving off the lot, our team runs the perfect game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
Flynn Group plays to win. From commercial to residential projects, we deliver the total building envelope. Roofing, glazing, and architectural metals. Championship quality every time. Flynn Group, we've got you covered.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
At Findlay Subaru, we win for our customers. From the first handshake to you driving off the lot, our team runs the perfect game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 350 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now. Visit redrockrealestate.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Grass Creek Construction, they put their heart and integrity into every build. Their team is committed to delivering top-quality commercial projects that stand out. Integrity is their competitive edge. Building with passion, building with purpose, proud sponsor of local sports.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
And we are back right here at the home of the Mustangs, Crimson Cliffs High School. We've got a good old-fashioned heavyweight title fight of unbeatens on this Friday night. I'm Ben Lindquist. This is Big E. Eric Lautenbach. And you're listening to the Fan Sports Network and on the stream of the Fan Sports Network. And we're ready to do the starting lineups for tonight. Now, don't forget, the starting lineups brought to you by House of Jump. Come bounce around. Perfect for the kids' birthday parties or any other parties or a Saturday when you just need to get them out of the house and have them go burn off some energy, have them bouncing, not off your walls, but off someone else's over at the House of Jump. Now, we're going to go through the starting lineups here. We've got, looks like Chaz Holbrook, Ammon, Ashton, Colin Simmons, Asher Spence, and looks like Zach. I can't see the numbers here. They've got a black on blue number there. And I believe that's Zach, number 5, but we'll do a double check once they hit the lights back on here for us. But now to the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, and it looks like they're going to hit this this fancy video screen here, and as they hit the starting lineups there. Now, again,
we need to buy stock in the company that's throwing up a little curtain and then broadcasting video.
Yep. No, it's pretty fancy here. Oh, and we got some audio finally there. Okay, now a couple things to keep your eye on. We got, of course, our rebounds are going to be brought to you by Red Rock Real Estate. And the one I always get excited about is the Playmaker Play of the Game. That's AWP. We
had a great time with that last
oh, my
Wednesday
goodness.
night.
Yeah, that was great. I actually picked up a washer and dryer set from these guys the other day. And I'll tell you what, they top notch. They got it to me the next day. Shane Mortensen crew over there does such a good job. Make sure and see the local boys of Playmakers. I actually played with Shane in high school. I mean, it must have been 50 years ago, but great high school player, 3-sport athlete. He's doing a great job. He's certainly an all-star over there at AWP.
Hey, before they get the Crimson coming out for their starting lineups, I'll let your listeners know I live in Oregon, the great Pacific Northwest, and I've spent the last couple of days here in St. George, and I love your guys' city. I love this part of the world, and it's an awesome experience to be here for high school basketball, one of my favorite things in life.
Well, and what you don't know about Mr. Eric Lautenbach, longtime Nike guy. He's been in every major college basketball arena. He's seen more basketball than I think he's second to John Wooden at this point. But you're going to get some great in-game analysis, and hopefully we're going to get an outstanding game here tonight as the score, the video screen is working. We've got some audio. I think they're going to actually do some starting lineups here in just a second. Now, again, we're going to walk you through all of this tonight. I think this is one of those games, where the student section is filing in, pretty well packed. Again, we're in the middle of December. We're a week before Christmas. What's something if you're the home team that you want to, make sure and do right out of the gate in a game like this?
Well, you definitely want their energy. You're playing in front of your classmates, and you're in familiar territory. You gotta really channel that and make just if it gives you 5% more reason to chase down a loose ball, or a 6% more reason to take a hard foul. You got to take advantage of the home court. Home courts are home courts for a reason. And so, I'm with you. The crowd's filing in, and there's some great energy in here right now. The student section's alive and well. So
they even have like lightsaber type things going on in the student section. I think we're actually about to see our first player call, but we know who's already going to start tonight. It's going to be number 1, Sands Reed. Number 3, Will Hokinson. And number 22, Britton Phillips. Now, I kept calling him Britton Johnson because of his big-time dunk the other night. And I don't think either Britton Johnson or Britton Phillips would be disappointed with either of those the way he played the other night. And then you've got number 24, McKay Lindquist, and rounding out that starting 5 is the biggest guy on the team for where they're going to play at 6'4". I think actually Britton might be 6'5", but they only top out at about that. So when you got a guy like Colin Simmons, who's 6'8", I think that's going to be something that Dixie's going to look to capitalize. Now, Murdoch, a 2-year starter, Lindquist, a 3-year starter. This now Crimson team has a lot of senior leadership, 7 seniors this year. A lot of guys have played meaningful minutes in JV, and now they're finally up and running in the varsity side. Now, this Dixie team, they're no stranger to the state tournament. They're no stranger to success. Tyler Roberts has done a masterful job of coaching Dixie, his alma mater. I actually got a chance to play against him in high school as well. I won't tell you who won the region championship those years, but
I'm sure.
I'm kidding.
I'm sure. Hey, real quick about Tyler. We had a chance to visit with him after the big win against Clemson last year, and he was so complimentary of his opponent and so complimentary of you and your guys' history together. I was very impressed with him, and we need people like that coaching these kids when they're in high school.
I totally agree. We had a chance to interview him during Media Day this year, and he's got this mantra of Fly Fam, and I asked him about that. I said, hey, tell me what that means. Where did it come from? And he says, it's literally what it says. It's the Flyer family. And a lot of people will talk about, you're on the team, but for them it's family, and they do such a good job. Now, we are ready to tip it off. And the tip is brought to you by Best Fins Animal Sanctuary. Every animal deserves a loving home. Come and take a tour. Great for a weekend getaway. They have accommodations over there, too. Really nice. And take home your new best friend. go to bestfriends.org. And it looks like Dixie's going to control the tip out of the gate. Holbrook out front, guarded by Sands Reed. Expect a set play here right out of the gate. He's just dribbling around. So they're going to try this cross screen to Simmons. Murdoch's there. Hammond Ashton throws it in. Simmons out, cutting Chaz Holbrook. And it looks like they're going to say tipped off of Britton Phillips on the baseline. And you can feel the energy in here already. A little bit of a buzz. Just, the preseason games are over and the environment is dialed in.
They definitely, previous possession, they look for Simmons inside early. They popped him back out and had a flashing guard and have another chance. Oh, look at this steal.
Might get our dunk right out of the gate. It looked like, spin move, and Phillips steals it, races down the court, spins it, and lays it in with the left hand. And it looks like a little bit of full court pressure here by the Crimson on the made basket. 7:23 here in the first quarter. Crimson Crest High School. Chaz Holbrook swings over to Ammon Ashton. Over to Asher Spence. Simmons in the corner. Zach's going to take the look. Swings it over. Shot's going to go up by Holbrook. Nobody boxes out. And that's going to be an easy basket. Again, we talked about that offensive rebounding. And that was a great example as Zach Jensen just lays it up. But talk about offensive rebound. Britton Phillips gets one to himself. Lindquist left wide open. Thinks about the three. Goes in. Gets fouled. And that's going to be on Ammon Ashton. Colin Simmons, his AAU teammate, as we see the replay here. Kind of a mismatch there. No one knew who had ball. And Ammon Ashton's going to catch Lindquist on the arm. A chance for Lindquist maybe to get going right here out of the gate, Eric.
He's gotten two shots up, missed the three, but made a nice catch, read, and drive. And no surprise, made free throw. But obviously it'd be Coach knows, and so does McKay, that getting the basket early might enable him to have a bigger night than the other night.
I know you were a big-time shooter. You always love to see two of them go down here right out of the gate if you're a shooter. It's just something about the psychology of seeing the basket go in early. And you've missed a couple shots. Now Crimson's going to run a double team here against Holbrook. Skips over to Zach Jensen. He lets it fly. Maybe a little bit of contact. No call. Scrappy rebound. Body's on the ground. Holbrook looks to score but backs it out wisely. Ammon Ashton goes baseline, and they're going to call out of bounds on the Dixie Flyers. 6:32 first quarter. Crimson 4, Dixie Flyers 2, and you can feel the energy in here.
Here again, Crimson, as they did the other night, deflected balls there, got good position defense, and forced the out-of-bounds call, and they retained possession.
Set play over here, back goes over to Sands Reed, looks for Murdoch in the block. Britton Phillips up top, dribble hand up, looks to maybe take it himself. Instead, he's going to stop, pop, and I think the Dixie crowd they were thinking of saying air ball, but it looked like maybe it just caught a little bit of rim. Okay, good. And now we've got, again, this full court pressure here. As you see, they're clearly going to try and be disruptive, maybe eat some time off the clock.
Yep, eat some time off the clock, force the opponent to try to run their sets with deliberate patience, but also have to be hurried by all the pressure.
And some contact here on a trap ball. Ammon Ashton's turning to the official saying, it looked like Phillips got me, but I don't know who had the better break on the ball. I like the no call there just because both of them are breaking at the same time.
And Phillips has had two great defensive possessions down there on the short corner that's given his team the ball back.
An all-state wide receiver is Britton Phillips. Lindquist comes off the ball screen from Murdoch. Stop, pop, and he is going to be short on the rim, and nobody's back. Dixie isn't able to see it. Ammon Ashton out in the front court. Transition for Dixie Flyers. Zach Jensen goes over, swings it to Colin Simmons. He looks for the three. Instead, he's going to shake and bake. Travis Murdoch, some handsy defense. Over to Ammon Ashton up top. Looks to the sideline for a call. Tyler Roberts gives him the instructions. High ball screen. Lindquist on it. Another ball screen here. They're going to look, almost a switch. Chaz Holbrook lets it fly. Murdoch with the rebound, and the Crimson Cliffs are out in transition looking to push. They're going to swing over to Travis Murdoch. He shot fakes, takes it into Simmons. Double is going to come. And it looks like they're going to catch Ammon Ashton for his second, which is going to bring Mac Howard most likely off the bench due to Ashton's two fouls. What do you see so far, Big E?
Well, Crimson's playing with that defensive intensity they had the other night. And then offensively, they're trying to get McKay going. Obviously, he's gotten some shots up, and the last one was a great look.
And Sands Reed's going to catch the out-of-bounds pass, dribble in, spin move, jumper long, and it's going to be Asher Spence out in transition. He'll look to shoot it, gives a little hesitation move, and you can see this Dixie Flyer. They're always looking to attack.
Yep.
And a little bit of contact there. I think Tyler's asking for a little bit of contact. Zach Jensen's going to let it fly off the ball screen. Again, similar to Cooper Ranson, Zach Jensen's a guy you have to go over those screens. You can't go under. 5-4 Dixie Flyers, 4:38 left.
Yeah, he just got himself enough space to get the shot off and all twine.
And Lindquist drives left, gets tripped up, almost to travel, is able to let it go, and he gets 2 on the layup. So he's got an easy 4 so far. I don't know if you'd say easy 4, but quick 4 perhaps. And for Dixie, it's all 5 by Zach Jensen, the offensive rebound. Simmons is going to shake and bake out front again, and back reaches in. I think Murdoch might have had him, but again, this is that Crimson Cliffs defense.
Yep.
Handsy, deflections, trapping.
Yep, you got to play disruptive, you got to play aggressive, and you also got to contain yourself and not give the ref a chance to call a foul. And Crimson's done a good job of that.
Another set action here for the Dixie Flyers. They're going to swing it over and look for the C cut for Simmons. Try and get him involved in this action. Backdoor play to Holbrook. Nowhere to go. Lindquist with the steal due to some great defense of Sands Reed. He's up the court to Travis Murdoch, and they're going to get, it looks like, Zach Jensen with the block, and that's going to be his first foul.
I'm really impressed with Dixie's spacing. They're running sets, but they're also just kind of staying in space, and several times they've gotten a cutter down the lane that's gotten a great shot. They haven't converted all of them, but I'm really impressed with their spacing.
Murdoch,
it's a well-coached team.
I totally agree, and that spacing isn't taught enough in high school basketball any longer. Now Murdoch here is going to go to the line and knock down the first one there. Now we have a 7-5 advantage for Crimson, just under 4 minutes, first quarter. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to the Fan Sports Network. We're also on the stream on our Fan Sports Network site, and proudly to say I'm with a good friend and a great basketball mind, Big E, Eric Lautenbach, of course myself, Ben Lindquist. Bring it back to the action here. Chaz Holbrook up, passes it off to Colin Simmons, swings it over to Mac Howard. Britton Phillips guards him tight. Lindquist on Zach Jensen. Murdoch trying to contain, has done a good job so far, I would say, on Colin Simmons. And good in the gap. Now, again, I would look to see some backdoor cuts as an adjustment. Mac Howard trying to dribble, creating. Great little spin move, able to send it off the glass. That's going to be Mac Howard for his first points. He came off the bench there. And speaking of a cut, it's just going to be a trip up. It'll be interesting to see if it's on Holbrook or if it's on Simmons. And it's going to be on Chaz Holbrook. That will be his fourth team foul. Now, we talked about this Wednesday, and we talked about it for the last 2 years. 5 team fouls is double bonus now in high school basketball. And I love it because it puts pressure on the defense. And I don't love it at the end of the games if you're down and you're trying to get some baskets. Holbrook's going to drive, though. He's going to get tangled with Mac Howard, and that might be his second.
Foul on the Flyers, 25, Howard.
And that's just his first. So 5 team fouls, and I think I can see Coach Roberts wisely over there talking to the official saying, hey, did you see that it's 5-1 up there?
As any coach would.
And Murdoch's going to have that one up and good. He's 3 for 3 from the line tonight. Of course, no timeouts yet. We've just kind of had a quick first 5 minutes of this first quarter.
Yep, and the refs are letting them play. There's been some whistles, but they're letting these guys play hard.
Now, this is our Fabulous Freddy's free throw, and they do a great job, too. My gosh, what a great wash they've got over there. Head over there. They've got their specials going on. And they do a mix and match deal right now for just $99 at both Fabulous Freddy's Southern Utah locations. And then they sell their booklets. Great Christmas stocking stuffer gift. Back to the action. 10-7 Crimson. Just under 3 minutes. Mac Howard's going to attack again. See if he can build on his move last time. Colin Simmons thinks about shooting. And it looks like the Coach Roberts was able to convince that very same official to, hey, call this a little tighter. Let's see if we can get it both ways as we look at the call here. And I think a little bit of a move there. And I think, again, that's going to get Colin Simmons almost. Britton Phillips on the out-of-bounds play, gets the rebound, streaks down, lays it off the glass. And that's going to be Britton's. That's going to be his 4th point of the game, 12-7. Early advantage here for the home team. Will Hokanson out top on Chaz Holbrook, swings over to Asher Spence. He goes baseline, nowhere to go. Colin Simmons going to let it fly, and he's going to airball, and as most crowds do, they're going to let him know. But Mac Howard says, just hang on a second, gets the rebound. And we talked about that offensive rebounding as Zach Jensen's going to let another one cast. That's 3 in the same possession. Lindquist finally corrals it. He's in transition, look to the top and pop, and he's going to be a little long there. And my goodness, it looked like that was up for grabs.
That was up for grabs and can't hit the ground. Yep.
Dribble drive by Asher Spence, cut from Mac Howard, and Will Hokanson's going to get caught with his hand in the cookie jar as Mac Howard's going to go up. What do you see so far? Howard's come off the bench. He's played a lot of minutes last year. He's a great shooter. What do you see so far from his energy?
Oh, yeah, no, he's definitely the kind of guy you want coming in, giving energy. He's getting offensive rebounds. A couple of those long rebounds are hard to get sometimes, and Dixie's been able to corral it. But again, I'm impressed with their spacing. I'm impressed with their ability to fill the lane and get shots up. But at the same time, Dixie, like the other night, is scrapping it up, and nothing's been easy.
And this is going to be another fabulous Freddie's free throw. Howard knocks that down. They're going to sub an early sub in here. Baden caught him for Travis Murdoch with 152. It's a 3-point advantage for the home team, Crimson Cliffs. Will Hokanson's going to yo-yo dribble, bring it up the floor. Looks like Crimson's going to space it out. And they're going to try and squeeze some time off the clock. Look for a little bit of an isolation. Jackson Winters into the ball game. Contest Baden caught him. And oh, my goodness, what a great basketball cut, but he just can't finish it as Trey Leroy. But I love this. When a guy misses a shot or makes a bad play, he comes back, and he comes and he gets his layup this time, and he's going to get the and one basket. I love to see redemption when a kid makes a mistake. He comes back even stronger.
He did not hang his head. He was at half court and kind of behind him, just lifted his almost like a defensive lineman.
Now we can see on the replay here. He steals it. The old classic give and go, gets the and one, and it's going to be on Jackson Winters, his first foul.
And it was a great pass. And Leroy the other night made the basket at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, kind of changed the momentum
to go into
in that
halftime.
game.
Totally was important, and it was because he ran out and was patient when he caught the ball and finished at the buzzer.
Dixie Flyer ball inside. Mac Howard, a little bit. Oh, and they're going to catch back with, or it's either going to be back or it's going to be Will Hokanson for his second. Either guy has 2 right now. And Crimson looked to have him in a triple team with his head down and wasn't able to come out of that with the ball. Instead, it's a foul. Now, right now, that's now 5-4. Interesting how that happens in high school or in just basketball when you have a conversation with the ref. But that sounds like maybe a complaint, but the reality is that's what a good coach does. Is Asher Spence dribbles, pulls it back on a rope, and knocks down the mid-range jumper for his first points of the game. Trey Leroy, drives in, kicks over, Easton back. And it's going to be Lindquist with the drive, and the missed shot. Looks like they're going to get a foul on Easton back, and that might be Mac Howard's second. Now, these are going to be free throws, exactly what we talked about. 2 free throws for Easton back, 15-11. And oh my goodness, we've got a great one here on a Friday night. We'll get you some updates on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard around the region here at the break. And Easton back is able to knock down that first free throw. And this is something that Crimson has struggled with, Big E. They've had a challenge knocking down free throws. Right now, I've got them 100%. And so I don't know if Coach Murdoch and the Mustangs were in the gym last night doing some extra free throw work, but so far a very dramatic difference from earlier games.
A quick mention, both teams have had bench players come in and play hard and make plays. Howard and Leroy for sure.
And our favorite player of the game is the sub of the game. Jersey Mike's does such a great job. And another deflection, as you talked about with this Crimson defense. 49.9 on the clock, 17-11. You're listening to the Fan Sports Network. Ben Lindquist, Big E Lautenbach. We've got you taken care of for the next, hour and 15 minutes. You can get back to the college football playoffs later. Watch some good old-fashioned high school basketball. 2 juggernauts of Region 9. Lindquist out front, swings over to Mac Howard. Jackson is going to try and lob it up there, but the size is disruptive of Trey Leroy, and they're going to call a jump ball, which is going to go to Crimson Cliffs. 35 seconds, a 0.1 differential on the shot clock, game clock. And they're probably going to they're going to sub in Travis Murdoch. Good call there. I love these types of modifications at the end of quarter, and they're not able to actually get him in there. They raced him up to get him there, and they couldn't quite get it in. Look for Crimson to milk it all the way to the end. Again, just a tenth of a second differential. Swing around here. Look for maybe a high ball screen here, some kind of action.
Yeah, I think ultimately they'll run it all the way down, and then I would expect a high screen and someone trying to create off that screen.
15 on the clock, 14. Swinging it around. No one in a hurry at this point because they're going to get the last shot. Lindquist picks up his dribble, swings it back. He's going to go attack mode now and tries the crossover. He might get the half-court heave and just left. Got to be careful with those types of crossovers in these games.
Yep, the double team came, and they were disruptive and forced a hard shot. But I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Trey Leroy. He's defensively.
Great game so far.
Hit been disruptive down there under the basket. I know he doesn't play it a lot, but he's impactful when he plays.
Absolutely. Now we're going to take the quarter break with you. Well, don't go anywhere. My goodness, are you kidding me? 17-11. Coming back for the second quarter right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
Asphalt, we don't often think about it, but we use it every single day. Holbrook Asphalt's innovative HA5 product slows asphalt aging by 67%, making roads last longer and cost less to own. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Welcome back to Crimson Cliffs High School Friday Night Hoops right here on the Fan Sports Network, home of your Region 9 basketball. We got a great one. 2 undefeated Region 9 foes early in the season squaring off tonight here in the Corral. Dixie going to have the ball out here, but Crimson so far has the lead 17-11. And they're going to swing it over, and I'm sure Tyler Roberts has a set play, but I like this. Crimson Cliffs comes out in a zone defense, gets the long shot, but the offensive rebound, Chaz Holbrook, shot fake, and he's going to let it fly for the mid-range jumper, and that's Chaz Holbrook's first points of the game. 17-13, Crimson out. Looks like Lindquist will take a seat, and in comes Britton Phillips, and almost a foul from here. Hokanson, turnaround jumper, middle of the lane, and there's Big E's early call for the Jersey Mike sub of the game, Trey Leroy. And a little bit of a move there that didn't quite go as planned for Sands Reed, but he's able to retain the offensive shot after it was blocked. Basket cut there, a little bit of a telegraph. They're going to get Trey Leroy here on Ammon Ashton, who picked up 2 early fouls.
Murdoch attempting the chest pass to the underneath. That's got to be a bounce pass.
And don't forget, we'll get you updated around the region on some scores, courtesy of Wilkinson's House of Lighting. Light up Region 9 at Wilkinson's, where the locals shop. Also winners of Best of Southern Utah for 6 years in a row. 7 minutes left, 17-13. Holbrook's going to see a lane. He's going to take it, jump in the air. He's going to find Ammon Ashton, short on the shot. This time Trey Leroy, again, all over the place. Finds it, looks up the floor in transition. Travis Murdoch can't find anything there. Quick swing pass over to Sands Reed. He's going to swing it to Britton Phillips. Back over to Hokanson. Boy, a lot of good quick ball movement tonight so far. Hokanson says, I've seen enough. I'm going to let it fly and do this on my own with a big-time three-pointer. Now, three-pointers, oh my goodness. That's something we expected a lot of tonight. Those are brought to you by the good folks over at Nets on Fire. Casey Winters and the whole team. Go hoop over at Nets on Fire. Long shot, speaking of threes, by Asher Spence. Sands Reed is going to take it. And looks like, I thought a foul, but let's look at the replay here.
Looks like the ref wanted to call a foul, and he went with traveling instead.
And it looked like maybe just because he was a little bit out of control there as we look at the Holbrook Asphalt replay. Boy, maybe just good defense. It looked like Holbrook slid over. I got that wrong. Okay.
It was a vertical contest. The previous Crimson possession, they get the three. They reversed the ball twice in that possession. I don't know if they reversed it twice the other night in their win against Pineview. So
yeah, we talked a lot about that, right? It's got to go to side, get the defense moving. And it's going to be Zach Jensen out top. Lindquist, he's calling for some kind of high ball screen. I would expect that they're going to try and get Colin Simmons involved in this game, their leading scorer. And Mac Howard's going to run off the screen. Nothing there. Holbrook's going to try and get to his strong hand, the right hand. Fadeaway jumper. He had a big night the other night. Lindquist pins it off the glass. Great rebound. He's going to look to attack here. And he stops, pops, lets it fly, and he just almost everything but in there. And this is going to be transition city for Dixie as Simmons flies down the lane. What do you think? Go to the hoop on that one instead of pop, or did he wait for the traffic and go, and that was the shot?
Yeah, I'm all right with that shot he took right there.
Hokanson out front to Reed. Zone defense by the Dixie Flyers here. 20-15, just over 5 left. Look for some quick ball movement here. And basket cutting looks like they do cut and they do pass, but nobody home. Ball's got to go to the middle here. Guys got to move. And Lindquist, great shot fake. Great move by Travis Murdoch for the layup. And that's going to give him a 7-point advantage just under 5 minutes here. Great shot fake decision there.
A couple guys who played a lot of basketball together. They knew what they were going to do, and McKay made the nice dish off, and Murdoch with a nice finish.
And that's going to be 6 for Murdoch so far. And Ammon Ashton looked like maybe a little bit of a clip of the wing. He's asking for a foul there, saying, hey, you got me early with 2. Lindquist, and it's going to be a carry. I don't know what they're calling here. Who called it? Oh, they're calling a travel.
Yeah.
And I think
high dribble.
And I think that was one of those plays where I think Lindquist was saying, 1 dribble sooner. I'll give it right back to you. And it's going to result in a turnover here, but great defense, I think, overall for Crimson Cliffs. Let's see if the Dixie Flyers can get their big man involved. Colin Simmons. Holbrook out to number 23, which is going to be Beckstrom. Of course, his dad, a big-time athlete, too. And that's going to be a dump pass into Colin Simmons. He has such a great touch. He's going to turn around, left shoulder, jump hook. His first points of the game.
And I feel like his first post-possession to where he had a chance to go make a move.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit here to the Crimson Cliffs defense. They've kept him disrupted for about, 10 minutes. Just under 4, 22-17. And a lot of contact there, but it doesn't seem to be enough. And I think the refs have done a good job of calling it both ways. I think it got a little quick fouls early, and I think it's favored that Crimson team, but Dixie stepping up their aggressiveness, and it's paying off for them now here in the second quarter. Colin Simmons out top. He's looking to go, operating the top. He looks for the handoff for Chaz. Great defense there again by Crimson. Holbrook off, going to his strong hands. Lindquist is going to deflect it. Ball on the floor, and you talk about these deflections. Lindquist down, and he's going to use the glass, and it's going to go up and good. Great pass by Will Hokanson. Way to share the ball from Reed to Hokanson to Lindquist for the easy transition basket. 3-16, 24-17. So far, what do you see, Big E?
Well, I think Crimson's doing a great job at the defensive end, and they're scrapping and they're creating disruption plays and getting out on the break. And that was great team basketball there to convert that basket. And Lindquist with a pretty difficult shot to get that thing off. He wasn't expecting it back, and he did.
Almost another steal for Britton Phillips up top. They're able to get the stop on the long 3. Crimson out in transition, more of a secondary fast break at this point. Basket cuts all around. Lindquist on the left side. He's going to shot fake. He's going to go, and he's going to use the glass up and in with his strong hand. 26-17 now, and boy, he's totaled his. Now he's got 8 now. That's what he had the other night. So for a first half, he's got to be feeling good.
For those of you not...
And going to be a dribble drive by Zach Jensen, trying to create something. He's going to step out of bounds. Second time that's happened tonight. Are they just trying to do too much on the baselines?
They seem to run cutters along that way, and I think a lot of it's just Crimson's there waiting for them, and they're having to make decisions, and they run out of space of the court.
Now let's get you around the region with a quick update. Tied at 17 over at Hurricane, Pineview and Hurricane at the Tiger Den. We'll get you the Snow Canyon Desert Hills lob pass here up to speed. Britton Phillips to Travis Murdoch, and they're just moving the basketball better than we saw Wednesday night. And so far, Dixie doesn't have an answer, but if I know one thing about Coach Roberts, he will adjust. Zone defense here, forces Holbrook to his strong hand. He's going to go up high and right over Travis Murdoch. Again, I think I don't see this enough in high school basketball. That's where he wants to go, but what a great job of coming to the jump stop, rising up, and finishing over the top.
That was a difficult shot. That was an impressive shot.
Lindquist going to draw the foul on Asher Spence heading to his left. Only one foul for each team here after they both got into the 5 and 6 in the first quarter. Just one with 1:41 left here. Of course, we haven't had any timeouts as we saw the replay there on the Holbrook asphalt. They're going to get him with the bump. 28-19, 139. Lindquist looks up high to Murdoch. Murdoch grabs it and just misses off the front of the rim. Dixie Flyers out in transition. Holbrook looking to get to that right hand again. Simmons trying to set a ball screen for somebody, hoping that he can get the roll guy, and almost a kind of a ghost charge. But Beckstrom's going to lay it off the glass. 116, 28-21. Look for Crimson here to get something inside. Lindquist, jump stop, shot fake, and it looked good off the hand, but just a little bit short. Trey Leroy on the ground, and what do you know? Calls the timeout, and they're going to call they are going to get the jump. It looked like he called the timeout.
Gave the jump. I think he was trying to call timeout, but another play, he caught it, he went to the ground, and he wrapped it up.
And this is going to get us a timeout. Coach Murdoch wants to draw something up. We're going to take it with them. Don't forget to come on right back. Timeouts, of course, brought to you by Luke Udi and Associates. We'll talk all about him and more here in the next break.
Sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the quarter field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee, anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Game is brought to you by Boulevard Home, Finley Subaru, House of John, Bucks Ace Hardware, and City of St. George Recreation.
And we're back here at the home of Crimson Cliffs High School as the Crimson tries to run an out-of-bounds play. And, what an interesting play for the radio listeners. It went off Easton back, then it went off Asher Spence, then it went off back again, and then off Asher Spence. All that happened while they were out of bounds, and it was basically last man to touch it as Crimson gets the ball back with under 1 minute in the second quarter. 28-21, Lindquist dribbles, drives, kicks out to Easton back, a long shot, and they're going to get him for over the back here. Speaking of back, and that's going to be on Travis Murdoch, and he's saying, hey, look, I got just as much of a chance to rebound that. Now, I think that's going to be that's going to be his second foul, and so Coach Murdoch is going to sub him out with under a minute, make sure that he doesn't pick up that third foul going into halftime. 45 seconds left, 28-21. Dixie looking to get some kind of momentum going in here as they do the lob pass.
Yep.
And just as designed, he slips the screen, and Colin Simmons, I almost said Lyman Simmons, his older brother who played for Snow Canyon on that state championship team, gets his fourth point of the game and cuts this Crimson lead to 5. A little bit of a weave here. Something Crimson has done a lot in the last 2 years is just kind of make sure that they get the last shot. And they're going to do the same here as they're just weaving, doing a little bit of a warm-up drill, just dribble, drive, handoff. Dixie not going to just let it go, though. They're going to reach and get a foul. I like that, though. Get a little bit of pressure on them as long as it doesn't, it's not someone's second or third. And now Coach Murdoch is going to get Travis Murdoch into the game for offensive purposes. He'll sub out Baden Cottom, the junior, who's had some bright spots here early in the season.
7 seconds left. You got time to run something to try to get a really good shot. Doesn't have to be a hurry shot.
Do you like a high ball screen, or do you drive hard to a side and see if you can get a back door?
I think it's a drive and kick if you can. And if you got something underneath the basket, then take advantage of it.
And actually, okay, so we had a little bit of a slip screen, and Lindquist is saying, come on, Britt, slip, but I don't think it was there. Luckily, it goes off the Dixie hands.
It was not, but in this quarter, they've gotten 2 of those for layups. So
yeah. Good. So good look. They're going to have 0.9. They're going to try and run something here at the end. And Leroy looked maybe like he got fouled. He's looking at the ref saying, come on. He's been everywhere so far. That's going to finish up the first half. Crimson Cliffs 28, Dixie Flyers 23. Pretty even matchup so far.
Absolutely. Dixie's come into this opponent's gym. Crimson's playing scrappy, playing better offensively than they did the other night and get some good looks. But here we go. We got a 5-point game, and you got to credit Coach and his team for staying in it. They've started to get a couple easier baskets. You know, Simmons has been quiet. You know, the 2 times he's had the ball underneath, he's scored.
Yeah,
a lot of times he's out dribbling out on the wing, but you can tell his teammates are looking for him, and they're going over the top, and I expect to see in the second half a lot more trying to get him going underneath.
Well, we're going to recap the second half and more. Of course, halftime brought to you by the good folks at Great Harvest Bread Company. Start your day with a hot breakfast and a fresh-made bread to enjoy satisfying lunch or breakfast at Great Harvest. By the way, they also do catering, and by the way, we had their French toast the other night, and I think we could argue that might have been the best French toast we've ever had.
Yeah, I don't usually eat French toast in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that was a late night. We were weak, but I'll tell you what, when they have French toast that good or bread that good, it's a hard decision to not make. Now, we're going to recap more at the halftime break here, but right now we're going to send you to a timeout from Crimson Cliffs High School. You're listening to the Fan Sports Network, Friday Night Hoops in Region 9.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
Warning, what you're about to hear may impact your dinner plans. The viral mac and cheese place you've seen online has made its way to town. Imagine build your own mac with fan favorite toppings like smoked brisket all the way to the controversial pineapple. Try it at the Red Cliffs Mall in St. George or in front of BYU in Provo.
At Findlay Subaru, we win for our customers. From the first handshake to you driving off the lot, our team runs the perfect game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course, inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
At Grass Creek Construction, they put their heart and integrity into every build. Their team is committed to delivering top-quality commercial projects that stand out. Integrity is their competitive edge. Building with passion, building with purpose, proud sponsor of local sports.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Kabuto's, St. George's #1 sushi and ramen bar. Student specials available Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure and give them a follow on social media at Kabuto Utah for weekly giveaways and local events.
Hi there, Dr. Cody Johnson from Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Just like any good sports team needs a game plan, your child's dental health needs one too. Call us or check us out online. Don't forget to ask for our new patient special. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, keeping your kids' teeth in championship form.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Hi there, Dr. Cody Johnson from Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Just like any good sports team needs a game plan, your child's dental health needs one too. Call us or check us out online. Don't forget to ask for our new patient special. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, keeping your kids' teeth in championship form.
And we're back here in the corral on the campus of Crimson Cliffs High School. A good old-fashioned slugfest on a Friday night in Region 9 hoops. And as I've mentioned this several times, but not very often you're going to see a matchup like this before Christmas. Generally, these happen in January and February, but not anymore. It is the way it is, and tonight it's a battle of two unbeaten teams in region. Dixie Flyers are in the opposing territory of the Mustangs, where it's a 28-23 for Crimson advantage. And we've got a great second half coming up, but before we get there, we're going to walk you through the region here. And it's a great, boy, we got some great close scores. Of course, Region 9 scoreboard sponsor is Flynn Companies. Flynn Group of Companies, they've got you covered. Go visit flynncompanies.com to learn a whole lot more about them. And we'd love to see the support for these local sponsors. They do such a great job here of making sure that these athletes get the spotlight and showcase that they deserve. And it's great for them. Let's take you around the region. We've got halftime over at the Tigers Den. Pineview leads Hurricane 25-22. And then Snow Canyon up over Desert Hills 28-27. So when you look at these scores right now, 28-23 here, 25-22 over there, 28-27. Some tight contests here in Region 9 on a Friday night, Biggie.
As it should be, and as far hey, I wish I would have played my rivals in December. Didn't know, not have to wait. Let's go.
Yeah, right?
So
absolutely.
If I'm these players, I'm excited. Celebrate the Christmas holiday being 3-0 or 4-0.
And don't forget, as we get into the stats now, stats brought to you by Scooters Coffee. Start your day at Scooters. Amazing drinks served by amazing people, amazingly fast. They're over in State Street in Hurricane. Let's go to the scores. What stands out on the stat sheet so far? And maybe also give me one thing that you saw from each team that you felt like they did effectively there in the first half.
Well, starting with Crimson, and again, I have Wednesday night having watched the game to use as a basis, but definitely better offensive execution, more five guys working together than towards the end of a shot clock, one guy trying to force it up. They've gotten ball reversals. They've gotten two really nice plays and almost a third over the top where guys are spaced right. Specific to Lindquist and Murdoch, I mentioned you can tell they played together as they've been assisting each other and looking like they know what each other is going to do before they do it, and both of them with 8 points. I do want to call out Troy Leroy. Came in at both ends, was active, hustling, hitting the floor. He has 3 points, which is important. But it was a big three because it had happened just after he turned it over. He deflected the ball at half court, offensive push, and he ends up getting the and one at the basket.
And he really, not just the energy, but he seemed to play within himself there in the first half. Maybe interesting to note the balanced scoring here, 8-8, 4-3, 3-2, 6 players in scoring for Crimson. As we head over to the Dixie Flyers, what stands out there is they also have 6 players score there in the first half.
Well, you can tell they're a well-coached team. They have great spacing. Crimson was able to disrupt them, forcing them to get to parts of the course where it was harder to work from. But even then, in that first half, even down 5, they know how to get each other open. They can go over the top, and I will call out that Simmons, who has only 4 points, 2 made baskets at the rim. I think in the second half he's going to have a big game because it looked like they were starting to run a little bit more intentionally to get him the ball underneath where he can score. But impressed with their shooters, and I'm sure their coach Roberts told them at halftime, hey, these guys are playing scrappy. We need to be confident with the ball and keep it moving, and let's get our open shots.
Great stat analysis there by Big E Lautenbach as we get ready to start the second half. I do want to point out, now, this is something that we just announced this week, is the Mountain Mover of the Week nomination. And that's, of course, brought to you by Mountain Mike's. I'll tell you what, if you love pizza, head over and see Mountain Mike's in Hurricane. And it's really just outside of Hurricane, closer to Washington, I think. It's from town, it's maybe a 10, 12-minute drive. Get over there and get some great pizza. It's course, we're the local legends and recognizing them for the Mountain Mover of the Week. This week's winner is Nia Hagler. She's a well-known standout wrestler in the community. She is a 2-time defending state champion and a 1-time runner-up. And she's represented the entire state for several years on Team Utah and national meets, and is a 5-time All-American in her sport. Wow. Aside from her incredible success on the mat, Nia is a team leader showing the way to success by example. She works hard in practice and helps other young ladies on the team at their best. And that is our Mountain Mike's Mountain Mover of the Week. And I can't tell you, I love hearing that stuff about a high school athlete.
Boy, that sounds so well deserved, and kudos to her and congratulations to her.
And we're getting ready here for the tip, the second half. Looks like it's going to be Dixie Flyer ball. And out on the floor, we've got the same starting lineups for both teams here. It's going to be Lindquist, Phillips, Hokanson, Murdoch, and Reed. And on the Dixie Flyers, on the dark jerseys, it's going to be Jensen, Holbrook, Ashton, Simmons, and Asher Spence.
I've always thought this is the most important part of the game, to reestablish yourself after halftime. Look for a great next couple minutes.
And a set play there, obviously, for Simmons. Simmons gets hit in the beak. And Murdoch with numbers as he comes down. He picks up, but he turns away from the open guys. Lindquist finds it. He's going to shot fake, dribble, backdoor cut by Hokanson. Great feed, great finish by Hokanson with the 2 in the lane. And I'll tell you, a little bit of a swing there as they looked like they had Simmons on the block. They're able to get the deflection, as Biggie, you've talked about all week. And they're able to turn that into 2 points on some good basketball and an almost charge there. But Asher Spence comes right back down to get his 2. Spence now has 4 in the game. And that's going to be a 30-25 advantage for Crimson now. Again, we'll get you updated around the region and expect a volatile second half is probably the best way to design it. And Lindquist going to jab. He's going to shot fake. He's got a chance to, he looked like fouled and no call there. I like the jump stop, as you said, Big E. Yep. Come to a jump stop, you have them at a disadvantage. Floater there, and wow, just missed opportunities as Spence comes down the lane, coast to coast, lifts it for the floater. It comes off short as we look at the replay for the stream viewers, and then Britton Phillips just wrong place, wrong time. That's only his first foul. But Asher Spence, a shooter, is going to go to the line and a chance to get his 6th points of the night and his 4th of the second half, as he's been a little bit of the aggressor here in the second half. Shots up, and it's going to skim off the front of the rim and slide off the glass. And he's going to miss that first one. 6:39, 30-25. You're listening to the Fan Sports Network on a Friday night. Ben Lindquist, Big E, Eric Lautenbach on the call. Spence knocks down the second. 30-26. Yo-yo dribble out. Sands Reed all alone. He's going to let it fly. Sometimes that's the hardest shot, is when you're that wide open. Lindquist is going to say, I'll take that. He tries to pass it. Reed passes it to Phillips. Phillips gets the easy putback. And a 6-point advantage here.
Defensive pressure there led to an easy basket, but took a great pass and an aware pass for that to happen.
The third steal by Lindquist there. He's been active. They're going to get the travel by Zach Jensen. And I think Coach Roberts saying, I don't know. It might have been close. I wasn't sure, but the ref is about 50 feet closer, so I'm going to go with him on this one. 32-26. 6:04 on the clock. Wilkinson scoreboard. And they're going to run a set play. Iverson cut for Lindquist. Lindquist all alone on Simmons. Teammates in the summer. He's going to try and shake and bake. He decides to pass it in on the mismatch. The double team comes quickly. Murdoch kicks it out to Sands Reed. He's going to get a look at it. Misses the entire rim, and that's going to be wide right for the football fans. And maybe just a little anxious. Boy, he's had 2 wide open looks. And I'm not talking like wide open where, hey, you make a great move. The Red Sea parted for that young man, and I think those are hard to make.
Yeah, those are hard. You're almost out of rhythm on those.
A wild drive by Holbrook, but he's able to actually create for Ammon Ashton, who comes off, and suddenly it's a 4-point basketball game. Lindquist going to think about it on his former teammate in the summer. He decides, I'm going to let it fly now. and just a little bit long for Lindquist as he can't get going. It's going to lead to transition baskets. Hammond Ashton going to score a quick one. And for the second time tonight, a long three leads to an easy basket for Crimson.
Yeah, heads-up play and a great pass. Hit the cutter, and it was an easy layup.
32-30. Under 5 now. Going to try and get the ball in. And, boy, they've tried really hard to get that. And anytime Murdoch gets it on the block, they're running 2 and 3 guys at him. Platoon subbing now. We're going to see Leroy in for Phillips. And we're going to see back in for Sands Reed. Mustang ball on the baseline. You're going to see Will Hokinson out there. Box set up for the Crimson Cliffs Mustang. Lindquist jogs off of the cut there. They swing it out to him. Looking for the duck-in screen there. It's not there. They're going to throw it into Murdoch on the left side. He's going to try to go to work, see if maybe he can pick up a foul. I like something going to the hoop here for both of these teams. That's where they've had the most success. A lot of contact on the drive. Lindquist drives it again. He scoops it off, and they're going to call a foul this time. Lindquist is saying, how much more do I got to get? But I like the move going to the hoop as we look at the replay here. And I don't know, it looked like maybe he just fell on the floor there, but the recipient of his aggressive move is going to be Will Hokinson, number 3. He's going to go to the line.
Hokinson made the read, crashed the boards from the three-point line, and the ball got in his hands and put himself a chance to make some free throws.
He'll knock down the first. Again, notable. The Crimson Cliffs Mustangs are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 of 12 right now from the foul line, and they're going to make it 13 of 13 after struggling in the preseason and even on Wednesday night with made free throws. I think they missed 6 free throws in the first half on Wednesday night. Regardless, it'll split it to a 4-point game. They're trying to get the ball into Simmons on the block. Double comes quick. Ammon Ashton's going to get the kick out. He's going to let it fly. Oh, my goodness. Everything but in on the long three. Lindquist is going to look up for back. Instead, it finds Leroy, the lucky recipient of that errant pass. Hokinson over on the left side. Swings over to Murdoch. Murdoch looking to operate. They're going to try and get a screen to the inside pass here. See if they can get the mismatch, and they're going to get it. Murdoch now on Mac Howard. Spin move, turnaround jumper. Doesn't get much but the front of the rim, and Dixie Flyers out in transition. Again, that double team coming. This is not the guy you want to leave open. Mac Howard doesn't miss very many of those. Holbrook has it on the baseline. Another offensive rebound. We've seen multiple times where the Flyers have gotten 3 offensive rebounds. This time they get 2, and it's going to be Ash Spence on the baseline. He's going to one dribble pull up. He's going to knock it down, and he is the leader of this second half, as he's got 5 for this Dixie Flyer team and is able to cut this lead to 2. Britton Phillips is going to get up off the bench, not going to stay there long. And it's going to go, they're going to get shot in the back here by Chaz Holbrook, and he kind of rolls his eyes and says, I know better than that. A very heady, intelligent player is Chaz Holbrook. And it looks like we're going to see Britton Phillips as he got back off the bench into the game. Holbrook's going to sub out too. That's actually Chaz's 3rd foul, so that's why probably you saw the roll of the eyes. 3-12. 34-32 Crimson. Crimson a little bit of a struggle to get it in. They're going to try and force it inside to Britton Phillips. Indecision, and they got to get out of the key. Nope, they're not going to get him. They're going to get him for the 3 seconds there.
Picked up his dribble, one leg in the key, and then good defense by Dixie to keep him not having no outlet for his pass, and subsequent 3 seconds.
And I don't see enough of the reverse pivot in basketball. It's such a way to create space as we see Crimson come out in a little bit of full court pressure.
Jump stops and pivoting are very
underrated.
Lost arts.
Yep, underrated. High ball screen over to Asher Spence. He thinks about it. Colin Simmons thinks about it as well. They're all thinking about getting a shot off. Another example of getting the guy to a strong hand. And he goes right to his right. I think we've said this a million times, at least in my broadcast, is take away the strong hand. These guys they've been dribbling right since they were kids. Make a guy go to his weak hand, as we see both of these guys right hand dominant. Asher Spence is going to let that first one go up, and it's just short. He can't believe it. He says, I'm on fire. How does that miss? He's going to get a chance for his, this will be his 6th point of the 3rd quarter alone, 8 in the game, and he's going to go up and in. And just like that, Big E, it's a 1-point ball game with 2:47 in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it looks like Crimson defensively got a little bit tired and was a little bit vulnerable, but looks like they've caught their breath now.
And it's going to be Easton Back who dribbles on Ammon Ashton. This will be his third personal. And that's what we saw a lot of the other night is at times when Crimson just put their head down and pounded the dribble, this worked out for them there, but it looks like the ball movement is missing now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, they got to get back to a little bit more spacing and patience, but then ready to attack when the right opportunity comes as opposed to individual accolades.
Easton Back's going to knock down his third free throw of the game. Oh, I'm sorry. That is his third free throw of the game. And again, worth noting as he knocks down. Oh, I don't believe in the announcer curse, but that is the first missed free throw for this Crimson team as they've shot it perfect up until then. That'll result in a 2-point lead here. Pressure from the Crimson Cliffs Mustang. Out front, Zach Jensen thinks about going right, switches left. Going to run the screen off here. Lindquist gets the hand down, man down, and just like that, Asher Spence looks over to the crowd and says, that's 3 points. Lindquist tries to get him back, gets the spin move. Foul is up, and they don't call a foul, actually. He comes right back, but Mac Howard leaks out, almost gets a wide open layup. Instead, thinks about it. Asher Spence going to let it fly again, and this time it's going to be more of lower rim and backboard as the crowd says, we saw that one too, young man.
We talked about it at the beginning of the game, and we talked about him getting volume shots, and if they start going in, it's a lot of points. He's had a great quarter.
You can see quick release. He loves to get going, not afraid to shoot it. It's going to be a missed pass here. Murdoch streaks down the court and gets tangled up with Zach Jensen. Now, we mentioned Ammon Ashton's got his 3. I believe Zach's got 2 now. We're waiting for the score to update it there.
Again, that transition basket, ball pressure by Trey Leroy that made the pass difficult, and him and Murdoch
extremely disruptive. Extremely disruptive, and that's going to send Murdoch to the line for 2 free throws. That is Zach Jensen's second foul, and that's the 4th team foul. Oh my goodness, just like that, Crimson, after not missing 1, misses 2 in a row, and a real surprise from Travis Murdoch, who's an outstanding foul shooter. I think last year he had made like 30-something in a row and was shooting in the low 90s. Looks like he got a sense to see it miss, and he knows how to adjust. That one will go down, 38-36. Crimson Cliffs with the full court pressure, and he's going to get tangled up there. And that's going to be, I think that's going to be his second team foul. Trey Leroy on the ground, in the air. He's like FedEx. And it's going to be Dixie Flyer ball. More pressure full court from Crimson Cliffs. Asher Spence on the outside. Britton Phillips guarding. Swings over to Holbrook. Holbrook guarded by Leroy. They're going to run, looks like Jackson Winters into the game for Ammon. And Mac Howard swings over. And this is a common occurrence. Travis Murdoch's going to get the jump ball. That's going to go Crimson Cliffs way. But I think, it's been funny. Colin Simmons has been catching that ball in the corners, and instead of almost just one step in, he's kind of getting out in the three-point area. I don't know if that's to shoot it or...
He seems to be playing a lot out on the line, and he looks comfortable doing that, but Murdoch, every time he tries to catch it and face up, Murdoch's and Crimson are kind of putting their hands on it, and he's having a hard time getting squared up and able to make a move.
And they're going to go inside to Leroy. Leroy kicks out after the double comes. Murdoch tries to create some contact. Jackson Winters going to draw a jump ball. He's not afraid to get on the floor. Of course, his dad, a big-time college athlete and a college coach, and now is the girls' basketball coach at Dixie High School. Of course, Casey Winters is who I'm talking about. I see him over there saying, that's my boys. Mom Merity smiling, saying that's the hustle. I think she was a college athlete as well. Winters going to take a seat after the hustle play. In comes Ammon Ashton with 3 fouls. 1 minute, 6 seconds, third quarter, 38-36 Crimson. It feels like the third quarter is going to be, if I were scoring this in boxing, I would score this Dixie Flyers.
I would agree with that.
Chaz Holbrook in a yo-yo dribble outside. He's going to find Ammon Ashton on the right side or left side. Over to Simmons. Simmons thinks about shooting it, and you see he wants to get going too. Similar to what Pineview did to Lindquist on Wednesday night, just was disruptive. Swings it over. 13 on the shot clock. Simmons fighting hard for possession. Asher Spence gets to his strong hand again, and this is going to be a big-time dunk. Bad pass by Crimson there. I think it might have been a foul. Looked like he got bumped on the rebound. He just tried to get it off before he got foul or traveled. Now it's going to be shot clock turned up. Tie ball game with just 20 seconds left. And oh my goodness, we are having a good one here on Friday night in the corral. Again, this complicated offense here of dribble handoff. Lindquist going to take a long three. He's going to hit the deck, begging for a call. And it's going to be no call, and a chance for a long three by Dixie goes. And I think, again, he's looking over saying, you got to let the shooter land. As we maybe look at the replay there, we can see what the coaching staff is debating here as they keep looking over at the officials saying, hey, you got to protect the shooter here. We won't be able to catch that replay now, but we're going to catch the entire fourth quarter of high school basketball. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. 38-38 for the start of the fourth quarter. Crimson Cliffs, Dixie Flyers, Fan Sports Network. Right back at you.
Relatives coming to visit? Not enough room? Maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Visit stgeorgeutahvacationrentals.com.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
And we're back on a Friday night on the Fan Sports Network. Ben Lindquist, Big E, Eric Lautenbach. And we got a good one, 38-38. As we go to the replay there, it looked like there was some confusion as the Crimson staff said, hey, please. As we see the long three, and watch there, and a lot of contact as the shooter tries to land, but that's just something that, hey, you got to play through that. Going to be Crimson ball as we saw 2 jump balls in the last minute. And we have a 38-all ball game here. Expect them to get the ball inside. It's going to be a Dixie Flyer zone. They're going to run the cross screen on the block. Baden caught him, dribbles in, tries to get a look, swings over to back over to Murdoch. Looking and looking as they see this zone defense trying to find a seam. Lindquist going to find Baden. Got to be careful against Simmons as he's just so long, and he goes up over the 6'8 center and scores his first points of the game. He's got a great left hand, and Holbrook going to dribble to that strong hand again. Lindquist guards Hammond out top. Flyers are going to pull it out. Roberts barking orders from the sideline, getting his team, and again to this strong hand. Big E, what do you see here? You got to know at this point, he likes to go right.
Likes to go right, and he did a nice hesitation dribble and just got the defender just leaning up a little bit and got going. I'll mention a very, very deliberate possession coming out of the fourth quarter break for Crimson, and that led to a really good basket over the top pass.
Found that seam in that zone defense as Holbrook goes to the line for his first free throw. And he'll miss that one long. It's 40-38. And mass hockey subbing there as we see 3 Crimson players off and 3 new ones come on. Let's take you around the region real quick on the Flynn Companies Region 9 scoreboard. Don't forget, FlynnCompanies.com. They got you covered as Holbrook makes the second free throw. It is over in Hurricane. They go on a big-time run, take the lead 50-45 with just about 4 minutes left. And we'll get you a Snow Canyon update here shortly. 7 minutes left, 40-39 for Crimson. They look inside to Murdoch. They try to clear it out. Sands Reed runs off the screen, drives right to where the ball came from. We talked about that. Slip screen there, Britton Phillips, spin move, puts him in the dryer, and they just misses it short, but he catches his own rebound, gets a little arm contact, and that goes down for Britton. He's barking, saying, you got to give me that foul, or is he just saying, I'm Mr. Wonderful tonight? Sands Reed almost gets another deflection. Holbrook out front. He's calling for a high ball screen with Simmons. They go under. Again, Chaz to his strong arm. And nobody boxes out the elusive Ammon Ashton.
Yeah,
they're going to get another chance for a look. And I think if I was looking at one thing, depending on who wins this, and they're going to get the foul. Not sure if they're going to get Will Hokinson on the reach-in on the shot up. And I think they are going to say 2 shots. Let's see. I don't know if the refs over here. And they are going to get him for 2 shots here. And this will be a chance for Asher Spence to get his 11th and 12th points, as he had 8 in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think he was definitely in the shooting motion.
And he's able to knock down. Sorry, that was a miss again. He's missed 3 free throws in the second half. And he tends to come back strong, as he's going to get, no, this one's going to be a miss too. And timely misses and untimely misses if you're Dixie. 42-39, 6-11. Fan Sports Network Friday Night Hoops doesn't get any better than this as they look into Murdoch. Murdoch's going to get the double team, which he's going to see the rest of his life in high school basketball. Britton thinks about it, scoops the dribble, big time block by Colin Simmons. You see the length and size of that young man. And it looks like they're walking to the other side of the court. And Britton asking for an explanation. The ref says, hey, I'm checking the ball and it's time to go. 5:55, 42-39. Some medium, I would say medium to medium well in stake terms for ball pressure. Holbrook going to get to that right hand again. Again, everything, if you look, they're operating is to that right hand, and they're going to give him Broadway, and a jump ball is going to be called there. That's going to go back to the Flyers. Lindquist not happy, and he's going to let nobody know as the ref says, I'm not looking at you. Come on, let's go. We're playing the basketball.
Clearly, Dixie is trying to drive the ball at the basket here in the second half, especially the start of this fourth quarter. Crimson's got to both play great individual defense and get good help side defense.
And we're going to take a full timeout, as Coach Roberts calls it. Of course, timeout's brought to you by UD & Associates. You know this guy. Get great rates on home, auto, or life insurance. Call Luke today, 435-251-9102. Get your free quote. Luke UD & Associates brought to all the timeouts for the last as many years as I can remember. We'll get that timeout, and we'll be right back in 30.
To the back nine, we bring the world's best courses to you. Elevate your game at any time with 24/7 access to top-tier golf technology and expert PGA instructors available. Back Nine Golf is a place to improve your swing for all ages. Join us today.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
And we are right back at you. Region 9 hoops on a Friday night. Crimson Cliffs, Dixie Flyers, 42-39, 5:38 left in the fourth quarter. Going to be Dixie Flyers baseline out of bounds. They're going to try Colin Simmons right in the corner. He lets it fly. Another offensive rebound. Ball is loose. Hokinson's going to pick it up. They had numbers for just a second. He wisely backs it out as it looks like maybe the advantage was only perception, not actual. Phillips going to swing it out. Over to Lindquist. Lindquist, they're going to continue to look inside to Murdoch now. They're going to flash Phillips. He's going to put him in the spin move again. Kind of a floating jump hook. And again, I just think you've got to get something going to the hoop. You're letting the defense off with drifting shots.
He had a chance to make a more intentional move at the basket, and he kind of faded a little bit. I do like the way he flashed into the mid-post and caught the ball.
And it's going to be Dixie ball. Asher Spence drives again to the right hand. They're going to get with the reach in, and this is going to be 3 Crimson fouls in the third or fourth quarter, and it's going to be on number 3. I think it's going to be on Will Hokinson, his 4th, and it is. And they're going to sub Lindquist out for just a moment, and in comes the pass to Am, and they're going to dip in. They're going to try and get Colin, and they do. But somehow, Travis Murdoch climbs the ladder and gets a block of his own.
Impressive block off Dixie, running a great set on the out-of-bounds play.
Another ball pressure on the outside. 17 on the shot clock. Hasn't really been a factor tonight. High ball screen by Simmons. Asher going to look in and out dribble, gets to his left, and just kind of throws it up. And great defense there. Again, I talk about the left hand so much in my broadcast, Big E, but, not clearly as confident going left as kids are going right.
No, but he sure is confident driving in the basket.
They're going to see if they can buy some time for Lindquist here. Trey comes off the screen, and Ammon Ashton bulldozes his way through the screen by Sands Reed. That's going to be his 4th foul. And he picked up 2 quick ones as we look at the replay here. And Ammon's a great kid, but sometimes the ref catches you with that hand in the cookie jar. Talk about a guy with his hand in the cookie jar. One of the best defenders I know, Jamie Snook from Portland State. I know he was a guy that knew how to read screens and get around stuff. Not a great shooter, but definitely a great athlete.
He was known for his defense, that's for sure.
This ball swings over. Ashton takes it, and they're going to get him caught with the dribble. You know, that's what happens when you get those early fouls, right? And then you get the ball, and you finally get an opportunity, and then what happens?
Yes, and you talked about it earlier. He caught it, he was wide open, and so he thought, what am I supposed to do? And next thing you know, his feet are moving before he figures out what the right thing to do is.
Let's give you a quick update on the Region 9 scoreboard brought to you by the Flynn Companies. 47-44 Snow Canyon over Desert Hills, and 56-55 with, looks like the Tigers are up on Pineview with 2:07. So we got two barn burners as Hokanson, great up and under, scoops it and finds the timely basket from the senior number 3, who's playing with 4 fouls. He does a great job there. What a great move.
Did a nice job catching it, not panicking, and finding the seam for him to get the shot up and knocked it out. Really nice.
I think that's what you were talking about as we see the dribble handoff, and Asher Spence, that's just, you got to stay home on the shooters as Tyler Roberts is going to call a timeout. We'll wait to see if it's a 30 or a full.
Well, Spence, after spending the second half catching it on the move and going to the basket, said, I'm going to just rein this 3 in.
And he's had a big second half, is definitely their star watch player for sure. It's going to be a full timeout. We're going to catch our breath. We'll be right back in a minute.
Statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
Handel's Homemade Ice Cream is now open on River Road by Sprouts.
Come enjoy 48 flavors made fresh daily.
Cones, sundaes, shakes, and quarts to go.
Handel's Happiness Served Daily on River Road.
Is brought to you by Honolulu Grill, Wilkinson's House of Lighting, Appliance Wholesalers Plus, Everbowl, and Best Friends Animal Sanctuary.
And we are back here in the corral in Crimson Cliffs High School. Dixie Flyers, the road team, down 2 going into the 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. A little bit of medium-sized pressure on the Dixie Flyers defensively. Hokanson up, hands over to Trey Leroy. Lindquist off of the screen, nothing there. And they're going to try and swing it over again and maybe find him in the corner. Hokanson going to take it after that big-time jump shot. Shake and bake over to Sands Reed. He's going to drive. Lindquist is going to think about it. He's going to drive inside. I like it, and he flicks it up and in and just can't get it to go. What a great move.
Created a great shot.
But with a 2-point game, this is expected to be a flashy finish as Holbrook comes down, has a great look himself, tipped out by Murdoch. Lindquist grabs it, passes up to Sands, 2:34 left. Expect to see both teams slow it down in the half-court set. Sands Reed over, kicks it over to Lindquist. He thinks about it again, pull-up jumper, and looked, I don't know if he was thinking he was fouled, but they're going to get a foul on somebody else, and it's going to be Trey Leroy. I think Lindquist has just got to let that go as we see the, boy, I don't know what they called there. We're looking here at the Holbrook Asphalt replay, and I think another hustle play by Trey Leroy, who's our early candidate for our Jersey Mike sub of the game. Doesn't matter now. The ref didn't call it, as I like to tell any young player, as Asher Spence thinks about it. Hand down, man down, short off the rim. And this is a young man. He's a junior. He's going to be a great player, I think, in the second half of the season and maybe even next year. You can see he's an explosive scorer. And we've got just 2 minutes left now, 44-42. What do you think right here on this play, Big E?
Well, again, both teams, the team that wins this game is going to be the one who has the possessions where they take their time but attack and find the seams to get an easy bucket. It's going to come down to who's going to get the most easy buckets here in the end.
And
there may not be
Crimson
any
taking their
buckets.
time here, looking inside to Britton Phillips against Mac Howard. He looks, nothing there. Lindquist thinks about it again, And he's going to lay it up and off the glass, and a lot of contact again. I don't know if he just falls to fall or what, but it looked like maybe a little bit of contact, but he's not got that all night. You got to sprint down the other way just like he did.
Great slashing move.
46-42. Dixie Flyers out top. They're going to look to get something here inside to Simmons, but instead, it's Ammon Ashton, who has struggled most of the night, mostly due to foul trouble, gets the timely three. It's a 1-point ball game, 118. We are in it now, Mr. Lautenbach.
He caught that with confidence, and he put the ball up. Game's close, not much time left. Give him credit.
Swing pass to Britton Phillips. Britton Phillips over to Trey Leroy. He's going to try and drive. Lindquist is going to be over on the right side. They're going to let him go. He fakes. He spots. Shoots up. No, it's short again, and it's going to be off Trey Leroy.
I think a good shot. I think at this point in the game with time and score, you get one of your best players with a pull-up jumper from 10. Got to take it.
What do you expect to see here down the stretch with 54 seconds, 1-point ball game? Inside to Simmons, or are they going to let Ammon shoot another three?
I think ultimately it'd be smart to get it down into Simmons. I think the way Crimson's defending, it's going to be guards driving and penetrating and scoring.
Mac Howard with the long shot, almost a bank. Those are the ones that are sometimes so bad they're good. 33 seconds, now it's going to reset. It's going to be no shot clock now because there's 34.7. Now, something to worth note. Crimson has 14 fouls. The road team, Dixie Flyers, only have 2. So what do you do here with only 2 fouls with 34 seconds and no shot clock?
Well, you call timeout and get reset.
Not able to get it in is Travis Murdoch. He wisely calls a timeout, which Crimson's only called 1 tonight. We'll see if it's going to be a 30, and it is, which gives us a great chance to mention a couple of our awesome sponsors, and then we'll get back for the final 34 seconds analysis by Big E Lautenbach. Want to thank Honolulu Grill. Spread that aloha. Stop in for your favorite Hawaiian dish. Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks, 3 Southern Utah locations. And then, of course, Grass Creek Construction. I've said this for a long time, man. You look around town, their signs are everywhere. The reason being, integrity is their competitive edge. Go to grasscreekconstruction.com. And lastly, we're going to need a stretch after this. We might as well head to the stretch lab tomorrow. We're going to need it. Get an introductory 50-minute stretch for just $39. Mention the code word radio. Tell them Big E, tell them Ben, tell them Devin and the Fan Sports Network sent you over there for that. Walk us through now with 2 fouls. Sideline, baseline out of bounds. What happens next?
I think Crimson's got to be aware that Dixie has fouls to give. You got to be strong with the ball. You got to expect contact, because it's not going to put you on the line here for another 3 fouls. So it's time to possession. Guard the possession. Possession matters. Good passes. Expect the reaches.
They've taken the guy off of the ball. They had Sands Reed on the wide receiver play. Now, we see this a lot sometimes where they'll fake like they're going to break towards the ball, and they'll send one guy long. They had Sands Reed wide open. And he's saying, come on, I'll catch that thing, coach. They're going to sub Hokinson back in.
They did draw a foul on the inbound.
They were able to draw the fan, so that's 2 away from the double bonus. Again, the shot clock's turned off, so it's got to be defense the rest of the way. Break into the basket. They're going to foul him. They're going to try and get some time off, and they have Britton Phillips. He takes a dribble, and he's able to get the and one. And I'll tell you what, Big E, that might very well be our AWP playmaker play of the game. As the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, we go to the wide. Will Hokinson looks up the floor, dribble drive there, jump stop, looks up, gets the and one, and Britton Phillips gives this Crimson team a 3-point lead, gets a chance to go to finish the 3-point play and stretch it to 4 points with 29 seconds.
Great execution, caught the pass, collected, found his open man, and Phillips did a nice job of catching it, let the pressure come, score the basket and the foul.
And that shot's going to go up and in. Now, this is what confuses me, is they're going to pull out Lindquist and Hokinson. Probably, I don't know why. As Holbrook drives, he lets the shot up. Big-time rebound again by Trey Leroy. He's going to get the rebound there. And that's going to be our Red Rock Real Estate rebounder. And don't forget Red Rock Real Estate, vacation rentals, property management from land to luxury, redrockrealestate.com. Those guys, I see them everywhere too. Adam Legg, Curtis, those guys, they've done such a great job and covered Southern Utah in so many great ways. Proud sponsor of the Fan Sports Network and high school sports. Trey Leroy, a chance to stretch this lead again. It's going to be short, 21.3, 49-45, Crimson over Dixie. Let me give you a quick update. It's going to be overtime for Hurricanes, able to steal the ball. They get a fast break. They take the lead 59-57. Pineview comes back and ties it up 59-59. And they're headed to overtime over in the Tigers' den. And by scoring that 59, they're sending us to the Holbrook Big Play dessert. How about that? We might as well stop by after this. Anyway, I'm going to need some sugar after this one. Of course, Holbrook Asphalt. Anytime your team scores 55 points or more, it's buy one, get one free at Yogurtland after the game, courtesy of Holbrook Asphalt and the Big Score dessert.
I'll mention the great rebound by Leroy to put himself on the line after the foul. Limited them to one shot on that possession. Late in the game.
Well, and we talk about, I think that AWP Playmaker Play of the Game is the Britton Phillips and one. That was so big. But I think when you think about the sub of the game, it's clearly Trey Leroy, who has been everywhere, anywhere, whenever he's had to be there. Second free throw up. He knocks it down. He pushes this lead to 5 now. They sub out Leroy. A little confused by some of the subbing they're doing. I would think you would want a guy like Leroy in there. And you're certainly going to want a guy who can shoot. Lindquist is going to grab it. They're going to reach out and foul him. And they're going to get some foul shots here to push this to 7. And Mr. Sands Reed, who I think must lead the state in deflections, gets another one. I've heard his teammates talk about him with the sixth sense. As we see, he gets the hand, throws the around back pass. Lindquist catches it, runs some time off the clock, and Lindquist will go to the line for 2, and he's able to knock down the first one. That'll be his 5th point of the second half and his 13th of the game. Low-scoring game here, 51-45. Lindquist up and at it, and that's going to be, and again, another great shooting night as Asher Spence is going to take it up, try and get a quick 3, see if they can get a 3 and a timeout. Holbrook thinks about it, maybe a little bit of a bump, and another steal by this Crimson team, and they're going to run out the clock now. Sands Reed, Lindquist is going to nothing it, and he's going to let the time know. A big-time home win. The student section is electric as they try to come onto the floor, but the administration says, it's Friday night, but not anything goes.
This court is reserved.
Yeah, the police come on. They're saying, we're not storming the court. It's December. We can do that at a state championship. 52-45. Let's get a quick recap, and then we'll come back and we'll tie a bow on this and maybe hear from a coach and a player here up in the broadcast booth.
Well, we mentioned it, when the game had a minute and a half left, that it was going to come down to good possessions and protecting the ball. I think Crimson's defense, deflections, they limited Dixie from having a chance to put the ball in the basket and make this a game that they could win.
I totally agree, and you've talked about the deflections for 2 games now.
They've given me a lot to talk about.
A lot, just even in the final seconds, you saw how disruptive they can be, and as a byproduct, they are now 3-0 in region. I think any team would have probably taken a split this week with those top 4. Instead, they come out of it 3-0. Dixie Flyers, I believe, go to 1-1. We will come back and put a bow on it with the Johnson Pediatric post-game show report. We might even get a coach up here or a player, as we'll break down the highlight, the 3-pointers, the free throws, the rebounds, and the AWP Playmaker Play of the game. Don't forget, we even got the Star Watch. This is going to be a tough one tonight. We're going to need all sorts of help on this one. Don't go anywhere. We're going to give you the full analysis in about, 90 seconds, right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Try the St. George Stretch Lab. It'll help boost your athletic performance, help you feel less restricted in your movements, knock out those nagging aches and pains, and melt away your stress. Right now at the St. George Stretch Lab, get an intro stretch for just $39. That's $30 off. Mention keyword radio.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Asphalt. It's not something we often think about, but we all use it every single day. Holbrook Asphalt knows how vital good roads are for our communities. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's innovative HA5 product slows asphalt aging by an incredible 67%. This means your pavement assets last significantly longer and cost less to own. Holbrook Asphalt, world-class pavement preservation right here in southern Utah. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations. Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court. Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
And we are back here at the Corral at Crimson Cliffs High School. Wow. I'm going to need the stretch lab. I'm going to need some yogurt on the Big Score dessert. I'm going to need some counseling.
After we get the pizza.
After we get the pizza
Mountain
from Mountain Mike's. My goodness. I need some calories. I need some carbs. What a ball game on a Friday night. 52-45. Right here on the Fan Sports Network. You're listening to Ben Lindquist, Big E, Eric Lautenbach. We've got Rich Schlachter in the studio running the cameras behind the trucks. We got Dusty Allen here. We got the full squad. We got David Cordero Jr. back in the studio. One of the best, very best at the running the boards in the studio. And my goodness, we caught our breath. We're ready to break it down right here in the Johnson Pediatric post-game show. Don't forget, Dr. Cody makes your kids feel right at home. Johnson Pediatrics always has a new patient special where they'll clean, they'll get some x-rays. It's only $79. What else can you, I mean, when's the last time you went to the doctor or a dentist and paid $79 for anything? Give them a call at 435-656-0511. I'll tell you what, talk about a great court, Sports Court of Southern Utah. They're doing this cool thing right now where you can nominate someone for a $5,000 scholarship. You can go to fansportsnetwork.com, get the home court advantage. I'd like to say, hey, turn your backyard into an adventure and for the whole family. They do a great job there. Beautiful courts. Speaking of court was held here tonight as Crimson's able to just slip out with a 7-point win. Break down what you saw there in the second half, but more in particular, the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, again, we mentioned it. You know, it was a winnable game for both teams going into the final minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it was going to come down to who was going to value possession, cherish possession, and rebound the ball and limit the offensive takes. And Crimson all night did a great job rebounding. The guards have to rebound for Crimson, and they did that. And that last couple possessions, limiting Dixie to one shot was key, enabled them to get to the line. And then the broken play that led to the Phillips and one was fantastic and probably put them in a position to just value possession and win the game. We talked about it in the keys to the game, rebounding, how important it was going to be to rebound, and Crimson did a great job of that. Like I said, the guards know they have to rebound in order to stay in the game, and they did. They deflected the second game in a row all over the place, creating havoc, working as a team, working as individuals. Murdoch had a quiet second half scoring, but he absolutely stayed in the game defensively and limited Simmons to 6 points.
That was a real surprise for me is Simmons, who it seemed like every time they ran that little cross screen on the baseline, Crimson defended it so well. And then the one time that he did get it in position, Murdoch had that block.
Had a great block. They were trying to feed him the ball. He really only had 3 or 4 possessions where they fed the post and he had the defender on his back and he was able to try to make a move. He made 2 over-the-shoulder baskets and then a broken play dunk, which Crimson did a great job weathering the storm because that was a pivotal time. I can't remember the score. I think that was
that's when they got one. Yeah, that's when they got up one. Actually, got down one. Now I think we're going to hear from Coach Murdoch and a player here. Of course, the coach's comments brought to you by Coral Canyon. Man, 25 years of great golf for a great price. Go over to coralcanyon.com. We got a chance to play there yesterday. Man, the conditions, the layout, the food even is great over there at Coral Canyon. Special thanks to them. Let's take you around the region real quick on the Region 9 scoreboard, brought to you by Flynn Companies. Hurricane steals the ball. They, again, send it into overtime, and then it goes 66-65. Pineview by 1 with just a minute left in overtime. And then if we look at the Desert Hill Snow Canyon game, Snow Canyon's able to pull away 49-44 and get their, I believe, I think that's their second region win early in this week. So a nice turnaround for them where they've struggled the last year. And okay, so let's walk through maybe our Jersey Mike's sub of the game. I think this might be a no-brainer, but I'm going to ask you anyway, who wins that?
He only finished with 4 points according to our notes, but boy, did he impact the game. Trey Leroy. Defensively, again, made a mistake, if you will.
Missed that shot.
Not a finishing play. Running back on defense, really almost like a defensive line guy, just active hands, deflects it. Crimson gets the possession back, feeds him going on the lane for the and one. And 3 points that probably meant a little bit more than 3 points. He recovered, active at both ends, willing to jump on the floor, and very impressed with how he came in the game ready to play tonight.
And I love when somebody makes a mistake. Not for the mistake, but I love what happens, and we get to see how they respond.
Yeah, he could have run down the court,
head down,
and stuff, but he had active
steady,
hands.
Shot down, stole it, got the layup, got the and one, and that was a crucial. They just kept getting the momentum there in that first half to be able to protect that lead going into halftime. Now, I think for our AWP playmaker play of the game, you mentioned Britton Phillips in that and one possession. Is that pretty much a slam dunk? Book it?
I think so. And then early in the game, I'll also mention, just like he did it against Pineview that led to a dunk, he had an active in the lane steal that kind of Dixie was doing great job with spacing, and he on the ball reversal stole it for the layup. And I thought, again, used his athleticism, used his hustle to get the steal, and then converted an easy layup. So I'm with you on that.
Okay, Britton Phillips for our AWP Playmaker Play of the Game. Let's get over to our star of the game, brought to you by Findlay Subaru. See the all-star lineup of Subaru on the savings side of the freeway or online at findlaysubaru.com. Balanced scoring, and I don't think we'd necessarily just go off of scoring. Leading score tonight, Lindquist with 14, Phillips with 11, Murdoch with 9 after he had 29 the other night. And I think this is what they're going to see from a Crimson standpoint is you're going to stop Lindquist on one night, and then you're going to get a handful from Murdoch. You're going to stop Murdoch on one night, you're going to get a handful from Lindquist. And then when you maybe get a couple of those guys to have off nights, Phillips is going to be there with double-figure scoring. Then you have Cottom with 2. He had that left-handed layup in traffic. Leroy with the 4. Hokanson with 9. I got him. He had a couple big baskets. And then over on the Dixie side, I think the guy that probably has the most attention here in that is Asher Spence, who, boy, he was electric in that second half. But overall, if you got to pick one, who do you go with in a game like this?
Yeah.
Low scoring.
It's almost like, you expect your stars to make baskets. Again, Murdoch had a quiet scoring second half, but continued to play great defense on second.
Yeah, I would say his defense was worth the sacrifice on offense.
Absolutely. You expect Lindquist to make shots. He made some big shots. I'm thinking about what some of the other baskets that were made at the time. I mean, the play that Cottom made.
Yeah, that left-handed finish. Wow.
It was an over-the-top, almost set play, great spacing, and his teammates trusted him, and he made the great conversion of the left hand. So, hard to say. I think your star...
Team win. The defense was the star of the game.
I almost want to say it's the active hands I've been talking about for two nights.
Yeah. Well, and tonight...
This was a team win.
Yeah, I totally agree, especially in these low-scoring games. This is a hard one because you really can't go off of the points. And the defense is really what, whenever it got close, whenever they were able to get a little bit of a run, when it got super close and they could have missed a foul shot or do something like that. I will say from the foul shooting standpoint, I've only got them missing 2 tonight. 3 foul shots. 3 foul shots after missing 6 in the first half at a win at Pineview the other night. Still no update from Pineview and Hurricane. We're waiting for Coach Murdoch to come on up. We'll take a quick 60-second break. We'll get Coach up here in the studio, and we'll do a little Coach's comments to wrap up the show.
I'm sure he's happy.
Yeah, he's got to be happy after a 3-0 start to Region, defending Region 9 champions. We'll be right back here on the Fan Sports Network, Region 9. Ben Lindquist, Biggie Lautenbach. Don't go anywhere. Come on back.
Plays to win. From commercial to residential projects, we deliver the total building envelope. Roofing, glazing, and architectural metals. Championship quality every time. Flynn Group, we've got you covered.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
Okay, we're back here as we're figuring out headsets, and we've got again. We might share the last name, but I didn't tell this guy to come up. This was Coach Murdoch's decision. I just want to make that disclaimer here tonight. But a huge home victory, 3-0. You're listening to the Fan Sports Network, of course. I better mention that. We got some great sponsors. We're going to wrap up it was the coaches' comments, but we talked about this being a team win. Of course, coaches' comments are brought to you by... Boy, we got so many sponsors. Thank you so much to all these. This is Coral Canyon. How could I forget that? We were just there yesterday. Shame on me. Great course. Marco and the team over there. Let's talk Region 9 action, though, on a Friday night. Huge matchup here in the Corral. And we've got I guess who Coach sent up tonight, McKay Lindquist. Maybe his first time on the broadcast up here. You been up here before?
No.
Hold that mic up there.
No, I have not.
There we go. Okay, all right. Biggie, questions for McKay.
Yeah. Hey, McKay, I noticed on the heels of a game the other night where it was a struggle to put the ball in the basket, you got early looks. You were aggressive with your early looks, both drives and threes. Did you feel like Coach Hatt told you, hey, we need to get you going?
Yeah, Coach mentioned last night during film, he said, we need to get you going early, whether you're making shots. But, he said just be aggressive, get to the hoop, make it easy on yourself, and then the shots outside will fall. And, I just listened to him, and I was able to get some big ones.
You were looking to penetrate a lot tonight, and you successfully finished several of those, the last layup especially, a kiss off the glass. When those weren't falling down, were you thinking I should transition and try to get some open threes, or did you still want to just keep driving the ball?
I did end up settling a little in that third quarter, but I knew that the way I was going to be most effective is if I get inside the paint and I either get a layup or I kick it out to my teammate, and both happened, and we won the game. You and Travis had a couple plays, I think in the first half, where it was interchange back, and then led to easy baskets. And I commented to Ben that looks, you can tell those two kids have played a lot of basketball together. Yeah. He knows the game a lot. He set a good screen, and I told him, I said, they're showing high, just dive. And he did exactly as I said, and he made a great finish.
He didn't quite get the point total he did the other night, but tell us about Travis's defense.
Trav was huge. He's been on the best guy the last 2 or 3 games, and I don't know how much Colin had, but it felt like he had less than 10 points. So he's a big impact on defense. He's kind of like a Trevor. He's letting us know where to be. But, he was great. He made some good stops and great rebounds, keeping him off the glass.
He ended up with 6 tonight. And I think, so often I talk about this a lot at home when I'll say, hey, look, it's one thing to go score 25 or 27 or 29 and give up 35. But it's another thing to go out and score 9 and give up 6 on their leading scorer.
Yeah, Trav, he's had a couple games where he's been under double digits, but those are the games where he's at his best, and he finds other ways to impact the game. He's not selfish, so he doesn't let that, I got to go score, but he actually helps the rest of our team. And
I was impressed when guys are used to scoring a lot and they're not. Their defense suffers.
Yeah.
And to the final buzzer, he was
spills
contesting.
over. Yeah.
Active hands.
Well, great game, great win. What does it mean to be going 3-0 into the Christmas break for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs?
Feels good, but now there's the target on our back. It's next game at one game at a time, so we're just gonna look at.
Boy, he's got all the right things to say. All right, let's talk to Coach now.
Oh yeah, MVP.
You want to introduce Coach tonight?
This is Coach James Resendez. We love the guy. He's like he's one of the boys.
I like that.
But he's got the wisdom of Gandhi.
Okay. All right. Big shoes, Coach. Big shoes. So we asked him about going 3-0 into the Christmas break. It's not just 3-0 though. It's 3-0 against 3 really good teams. What does that mean inside the locker room?
You know what? We've been talking all year about, taking the one game at a time. Last year we came out and everybody was after us, right? We had that target on us. We had a little bit of pressure on us. This year, I think the boys are playing a little more free. We have spots where you can see that we get tight and things are happening, but with the senior heavy group that we've just been trying to pound it in the brain. Hey, it's just one game and it's one game at a time, and that's how we're taking it. And so we've been trying to set that tone early. And the kids have just really stuck to it, and they pulled out some great wins. I mean, we've been tested multiple games.
Not 20-point blowouts.
No,
we're talking about down the stretch, key baskets in almost every game. Even the Cedar game, there were some big baskets to make sure that you kept that stretch as Cedar fought back and hit. I think the one guy had 9 points in about 30 seconds.
Yes, it feels like it's going to be that type of a year, though. I don't know that
certainly
there's really
in the region, right?
Yeah, there's just not really a clear-cut favorite in my mind, because every game you look at has been a dogfight to this point. But I think one of the things I would like to point out about our team is we've been in close games and we're learning how to win those close games. I'll take a 5-point win, a 3-point win, a 1-point win all day long.
And I think you talked about those close wins. I think back on the Skyview game earlier in your preseason, a 39-40 game. Talk about an offensive shootout. 39 points in a high school basketball game. But I know that was one where it looked like the boys could pull apart, and instead it looks like they've pulled together.
That is so true. That is so true.
Okay, so I'm going to update you real quick.
Okay.
Pineview in overtime beats Hurricanes 72-70. Talk about some points.
Wow.
And that'll mean that Pineview is 1-1. I'm sorry, 1-2, I believe. I think Snow Canyon's 2-0. Desert Hills is 1-1 or 1-2. Dixie now 1-1. The Crimson Cliffs Mustangs sit at 3-0. What do you think's been the difference overall? You talk about the 7 seniors, but what's the real focus on maybe what you can attribute all of this building success?
So at the end of last year, I'll walk us back to probably one of the most difficult situations I've ever dealt with as a coach, and getting just our hearts completely ripped out on our home court.
Right here against Pineview,
against Pineview, right? And from that point on, I was talking to Murdoch, Mortensen, all of us just got together, and it's like, we have to learn how to play defense and get stops when we need them. And from that point, we've had that like a huge, we've been like a microscope on that of our defense is our identity, and that's what's going to lead us to where we want to go.
Well, and you guys have done a great job of that defense. We talked a lot in the last 2 broadcasts about those deflections. I mean, you've said it a million times.
Yeah, I've been blessed to see your last 2 games, and the amount of tips, deflections, individual defense or team defense that has led. Your guards rebound fantastically, which they have to do. Mm-hmm. And I think the defense has kept you guys in the game to where you can win the game. And to your point, what you just said, with a couple minutes left, it was execution time at both ends of the court, and you guys did that. Limited them to 1 shot and did what it take to get to the line and convert.
Outstanding.
It is. Yeah, it was a fun game.
That's a classic Region 9 battle right there.
It is. And I'm newer to the region, but man, the year and a half that I've been here, this is a typical region game, and you got to love them.
Yeah, absolutely. We love them, and that's why we love being here in the gym. Coach, thank you. Congrats on being 3-0.
Thank you.
Merry
guys.
Christmas to you and the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Merry Christmas to the entire region. As we're going to take a break until January from our broadcast, we'll pick up the high school sports after New Year's, actually, where it's going to be a fast and furious finish. Some exciting games coming up.
For sure.
And certainly, I think you mentioned it and McKay mentioned it, a target on your back now.
Yep.
Everybody's going to want a piece of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. So thanks so much. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
And have a great Christmas.
Okay, you too. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
And we'll wrap up along with those comments. Again, the coach's comments brought to you by Coral Canyon. What a great place. I wish we could go there tomorrow, but it's the end of the road for you and I, big fella.
I'd like to go there tomorrow just to get one of their bowls.
Absolutely, right? Gatorade in a can. They got it all. Marco and the team. Thank you for tuning in on a Friday night. We know you got a lot of options. We appreciate you tuning in here on our stream, on our live broadcast, on the radio at thefansportsnetwork.com. Special thanks to Dusty Allen, our producer, his daughter who's helping out on the camera here because we're going long. They're turning the lights out on us.
Yep.
Ben Lindquist, Biggie, Eric Lautenbach. We'll catch you in the new year, 2026 Hoops, coming at you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.